Hockey Alberta has made a decision that's got parents and hockey fans talking. Body checking is being eliminated from the PeeWee division, which are players who are ages 11 and 12 years old. Our Daryl Rumbold has been working on the story today. Daryl, it's a controversial decision. Why the change?
Hockey Alberta says there's overwhelming evidence that body checking is the biggest cause of injury and specifically concussions for kids playing minor hockey. The decision to ban hitting at that level comes after a body checking review committee spent last year looking at scientific research, member feedback and positions of other Hockey Canada branches about contact in minor hockey. Officials at minor hockey here in Lethbridge say they were not consulted about the decision. I spoke to a number of people in the hockey world today who are widely against the move, including former Lethbridge Hurricanes head coach Michael Dick, who now coaches his son's PeeWee AA team. He calls the decision disappointing.
I was surprised. I mean, I know that Calgary minor hockey tried to put something like this into effect last year, and it was it was obviously voted down. So I was a little surprised that it's going to be province-wide. I think it's a mistake. I guess I don't know enough about what I understand the reasoning of it, in trying to reduce injuries, but at the same time, I think you're delaying the inevitable. It's a contact sport, and I think as opposed to eliminating it, I think we have to teach, the purpose and the proper way of doing it, and I think in doing that, you're going to eliminate a lot of injuries.
These new rules go into effect immediately, meaning the 2013-2014 season. So if your child was an Adam moving into PeeWee, they will continue with no contact play. If your player was in PeeWee last year going into second year, they will now be in a non-contact league. Midget and Bantam remain the same. There is full contact there. Mixed reviews on this issue, obviously, and in Lethbridge especially. Their big league checks at a minor hockey level, and they've become a huge problem for Hockey Alberta. So much so that on Wednesday, a major ruling eliminating checking from PeeWee hockey effective immediately.
Obviously, the evidence is overwhelming that there has to be something done with that age.
A hit that would have likely drawn cheers from the crowd last season will now draw a 2-minute penalty.
We'll support it. We know it's going forward. It's the best thing going forward for kids.
But that sentiment isn't shared by everyone.
I think it's a huge step backwards.
Ex-NHLer Rich Sutter says he believes kids should be taught the skill properly from an early age. This decision, he says, could cause problems, including an increase in injury.
I think it's going to create a lot of bad habits. It's going to create a lot of things that are going to go on in the game that aren't happening in our game. And quite frankly, I think it's another rule in our game that doesn't need to be in the game.
Russell Benson disagrees. He told CTV by telephone he supports the move. In 2010, he watched his son Brendan's season come to an end as a result of a vicious check. Doctors say the period between 11 and 13 years of age is a critical period in brain development, and the injury data is beyond alarming. Hockey Alberta says the rate of concussion in PeeWee hockey players where checking is allowed is about 1.5 concussions per 1,000 hours on ice. That's similar to the rate of players in the NHL, who suffer 1.8 over that same time period, and significantly higher than in older age groups. Feedback on the decision has been steady and strong-worded. The phones in Lethbridge minor hockey are continuously ringing, and online the ruling has been called everything from a step in the right direction to a complete joke. But for either side of the argument, it's no laughing matter. Daryl Rumbold, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Coaches will still be required to take the checking skills program in PeeWee and encouraged to teach staff checking skills in a practice setting. Now, the ban is also sparking discussions on our CTV Lethbridge Facebook page. Ari says, how are they suddenly going to learn how to safely check as well as safely take a check when they are way older and way faster and way heavier? This seems like a bad idea. Angela wrote, my son is starting his first year this fall and I am relieved, thank you. Well, Jason posted kids are going to get more rattled when they get hit by bigger, faster kids. I don't think it's a wise decision. Kids should learn early, and PeeWee is a good age for them to learn to take and give a hit.